January 7, 2025, wildfires erupted across Southern California, marking one of the most catastrophic fire events the state has seen in recent years. The Palisades Fire, in particular, has been the most destructive, consuming over 21,300 acres of land, leveling thousands of structures, and causing widespread panic. As of January 10th, authorities are reporting limited progress on containing the fires, with firefighters working around the clock to mitigate the damage. The human toll has been profound. At least 11 people have lost their lives in the fires, with 6 of those fatalities occurring in the Palisades fire zone. Tragically, a family of 4 is among the victims. They were unable to evacuate in time as the fire spread rapidly through their neighborhood. Their bodies were recovered amidst the charred remains of their home, a heartbreaking reminder of how quickly these fires can turn deadly. The family's tragic end highlights the danger of these wildfires and the difficulty of evacuating in time, especially in densely populated areas. Over 180,000 residents have been forced to evacuate their homes. Temporary shelters have been set up in sports stadiums, convention centers, and schools. The Rose Bowl Stadium in Pasadena, now serving as one of the largest shelters, is housing thousands of displaced people, many of whom have lost everything. The emotional toll is immense, with families having to navigate not only the physical destruction, but also the trauma of losing their homes and loved ones. The wildfires are not isolated to one location. Several fires have ignited across Southern California, each one wreaking havoc in its own way. Below is a breakdown of the damage caused by each major fire. The Palisades Fire remains the largest and most destructive of the wildfires. It has consumed 17,000 acres and completely destroyed over 4,500 structures, including homes, schools, and businesses. The fire has been burning for days and is currently only 8% contained, with firefighters struggling to keep it under control due to strong winds and dry conditions. The economic losses from this fire alone are estimated to exceed $75 billion, making it one of the costliest in California's history. The fire has devastated entire neighborhoods, and authorities continue to warn that more areas are at risk as the fire grows unpredictably. The Hacienda Heights fire, which broke out on January 6th, has burned approximately 3,500 acres. It has destroyed 1,000 structures, including many residential homes. The fire is currently 35% contained, but authorities are concerned that strong winds could lead to further spreading. Local officials have declared a state of emergency in the area, and thousands of residents were forced to evacuate. While the exact economic damage is still being calculated, this fire has already caused millions of dollars in losses, with homes and businesses facing total destruction. In the San Gabriel Valley, another fire started on January 7th and has burned over 1,200 acres. This blaze has caused severe damage to agricultural land, with many farms losing crops worth millions of dollars. Farmers in the region are reporting extensive losses, and many fear that the impact on the local economy will be long-lasting. The fire is now 50% contained, but it continues to threaten nearby wildlife habitats and residential areas. Environmental groups are raising alarms about the lasting damage to the region's ecosystem, with forested areas and protected wildlife zones being particularly hard hit. Another significant fire, the Cedar Creek Fire, started in the early morning hours of January 8th. This blaze has burned through more than 1,000 acres of forested land, destroying both private properties and public parks. Though this fire is less intense than the others, it has nevertheless resulted in the destruction of several homes, particularly in rural areas. Authorities are still investigating the cause of the fire, but arson remains a possibility. The fire is 60% contained, but recovery efforts are complicated due to the rough terrain and limited access to some affected areas. The economic fallout from these fires is staggering. Early estimates suggest that the total damages could surpass $150 billion, considering the destruction of homes, businesses, agricultural land, and infrastructure. Small businesses in the affected regions have been decimated, and many residents are left with nothing but the clothes on their backs. Agriculture, which is a significant part of California's economy, has been severely disrupted. Thousands of acres of crops have been destroyed in the San Gabriel Valley, and farmers are facing crop losses that could take years to recover from. Many local markets are reporting shortages, and food prices may rise as a result of the widespread damage. The environmental toll is equally severe. Thousands of acres of forest have been lost, along with critical wildlife habitats. The fires have caused irreversible damage to the local ecosystem, with experts warning that the recovery of certain areas may take decades. The long-term impact on wildlife populations, especially those that rely on California's forests and grasslands, is still unfolding. The fires have even reached the homes of several high-profile individuals. Hollywood stars Jeff Bridges, Anna Faris, and John Goodman have all reported losing their homes in the fires. Jeff Bridges, in a public statement, expressed his gratitude for his family's safety, but shared his heartbreak over the loss of his residence and the invaluable memories it held. The high-profile nature of these losses has helped draw global attention to the severity of the crisis and the growing concerns over California's ability to cope with such disasters. The global community has rallied in support, with donations pouring in from around the world to aid in the recovery efforts. Environmental organizations have also taken the opportunity to push for stronger climate change policies, as these fires are part of a growing pattern of increasingly intense wildfires linked to global warming. Firefighters are working relentlessly to control the fires, but the conditions remain challenging. More than 3,000 firefighters are battling the flames, using helicopters and aircraft to drop fire retardants and water on hotspots. Despite their best efforts, the Santa Ana winds, gusting up to 70 miles per hour, are making it nearly impossible to contain the fires in some areas. The lack of rain and ongoing drought conditions have created a perfect storm for these wildfires, allowing them to spread at unprecedented rates. Firefighters are focusing their efforts on the most vulnerable areas, but as the fire continues to move, the danger is far from over. Despite the destruction, the people of California are showing remarkable resilience. Volunteers from all across the state are stepping in to help with the cleanup, offering food, shelter, and emotional support to those who have lost everything. Emergency response teams continue to work around the clock to assist with evacuations and provide aid to those in need. While recovery will take years, there is a sense of hope and determination among Californians. The community spirit is stronger than ever, and many are committed to rebuilding their homes and lives. The rebuilding process will be long and difficult, but there is no doubt that California will rise again. As California grapples with the aftermath of these devastating wildfires, the long-term impacts on the state's economy, environment, and people are only beginning to emerge. The fires have exposed the vulnerability of communities to the growing threat of climate change, but they have also highlighted the strength and resilience of Californians in the face of disaster. While the immediate threat may soon be contained, the journey toward recovery is just beginning. In the wake of these tragic events, the world is watching, and now more than ever, the need for comprehensive climate action is clear. California's recovery will take time, but it will also serve as a powerful testament to the courage and determination of those affected by this catastrophic disaster.